Welcome to the Hard for Horde Vidcast. Vidcast number 1. Lovely art by Princess Douchebag, who drew this moments before the show. So we have paper, and later on in the show, a sheet. So today we're hard for how many members we have. Congrats to the guild for reaching 133 members. Actually, I think it's 134. 135 when Logan brings his other character back, but then that doesn't count as a member. It counts as an alternate tune. So this is a great achievement for the entire guild, and congrats to every single member of the guild for helping us reach our goals. So our 2-month anniversary is coming up on September the 27th, 2009. Celebrate in any way you see fit.
Any way you want to. First up, our faction transfer conversation that we had before. It was only days after we discussed the possibility of factions in the Hard for Horde number 2, I believe it was. And so Blizzard announced that the rumors were actually true, and you can now switch your Alliance characters to Horde or vice versa. Server transfer price is $25 US. And then the faction price is $30 US. So $55 to bring an Alliance tune from a different server over to Seghelm and make it Horde. So I would say, money well spent if you're bringing over an 80 with lots of good gear and whatnot. This is really good news for the guild overall, because many of our officers that came from Duskwood, they had their 80s and they're bringing them over. And so this is going to be really good for raiding.
So speaking of raiding, and this is no bother, how cute is this? Where's my fly swatter? I don't actually have it with me, but so this is good news and plans for all of the future raiding, because we do have a fair amount of people that do like to raid in the guild, and they have plans to raid in the future. So do your best to level up to 80, which I need to work on heavily because I'm only at level 60, almost level 61. So level up a little bit there, and we'll see if we can start to organize our weekly raid groups based on how many members we have in the guild that are level 80. There are actually a lot of people in the guild right now that have reached level 80, so if you guys want to start organizing things a little bit using some of our officers as a little bit of a crutch there, you can do so. Officers, remember, anyone of the rank of count or above, and those people can help you out and possibly even set up some of these random raid groups. So what we're going to try to do as well for the numbers and sake of the time zone thing is we're going to try to coordinate everything together. So we may not use server time, we may use Eastern time. I haven't decided on that one just yet, but we'll work it back into the focus somehow. So we'll discuss raiding in a little more detail when we get to raid a little bit in the future.
Okay, Guild Bank. We have noticed that there have been a few instances where people have been invited to the guild, and then they steal stuff from the guild, and then they quit the guild. And, no one's at fault for inviting those people. It's those people's faults. They're douchebags. But basically, to prevent this from happening, and also to protect our items from people like this, we work really hard to get these items to put them into the guild bank. We don't want people just coming and stealing them. Like, one person came in, stole plans that I had brought over from Duskwood. I made room in my slot, or in my bags, to bring that over.
Made room in my slot.
Stole it. Yeah, I made room in my slot. Sex joke. And someone came and stole it, and it was like worth 21 gold or something like that. And so it just kind of really sucked to be like, oh, they took that, And so to prevent this, we've changed the guild bank permissions. Peasants are no longer able to take anything from the guild bank, but they are more than welcome to message an officer. You can ask for any items you want, as long as your request is reasonable. You're not asking for, 40 Eternal Earth or something like that. We will be more than happy to give them to you, and we will mail them to you as soon as possible, if, as long as it's reasonable. Please don't hesitate to ask if you need it, as the reason they're in there is for, the guildies to use. But we want to protect ourselves from people who just come in and take everything, and hence the permission changes. And hopefully this provides everyone with a bit of an incentive to get a promotion and work harder, so...
Yeah, true that. And we also listed some of the information on the rank changes either on the blog or on the forums. I think I might have listed it in both. Maybe not, maybe just the forums. But it lists the permission information there as well. So if you haven't already done so, please visit our website at www.powersmile.net/HDW and visit our forums and sign up there. Now remember...
Oh, I can't do it.
No, you totally can't do it.
HDW.
But remember that signing up for the forums, hopefully... we're going to get more people to sign up because we have 30 members signed up for the forums and 134 members in the guild. So if you play frequently and you want to know what's going on and you would like to get a promotion at some point in the not so distant future, feel free to visit our little website there in one of our zillion ways, or you can contact us and ask if you're having problems, for whatever reason you're having problems, and we'll get you started on the right track towards the forums. So we're going to talk about promotions for a second here, and promotions are given to people who earn them. We're not just going to give a promotion out to somebody because they've been in the guild for like 5 or 6 days or anything like that, because that's not cool, and it devalues everyone else in the guild who's been there for a long period of time and helps people out.
And plus, if you just ask nicely, that's not going to work too.
No.
We need to see that you're actually doing something.
Yeah, we need to see some progress forward. So, although we did discuss in the previous podcast, we are going to reiterate that many people seem to have not heard any of these things when we mention them, and they still always ask questions. So, here's the following breakdown. Miss Keller is upgraded to Peasant automatically upon guild entrance. Miss Keller is like our little punishment rank when you've been kind of naughty and you don't get to talk. You get demoted down so that you're blind and you can't hear. And when you can't hear, you can speak, but you can't actually speak in guild chat. So
you can see guild chat though still, can't you?
Yeah, you can see it, but
okay,
we can turn that off too.
But you just can't talk.
We should totally turn that off too, so nobody can even see guild chat. Oh, that's awesome. We'll think about that later. So Peasant to Advisor, so you have to be talkative in guild chat. Help. I can't even talk today. You have to be helpative. You have to be helpful to other guildies, and you must subscribe to the forums to get a promotion from Peasant to Advisor. If you don't subscribe to the forums, I'm not going to promote you to Advisor. We want you to listen to the podcast or the vidcast, depending on what we decide to do. It's all based on time constraints and technology, because this was complicated. This whole sheet fiasco behind me here was kind of a pain. So, going off of that,
trying to fix
I totally should have left the bloopers up there, so my ass was sticking up all over the place. It was probably scary and big giant thing going on there. But Guild Bank donations actually is another thing you can do to get promoted from Peasant to Advisor. You can't take anything out when you are a peasant from the Guild Bank, and like she said earlier, this is just to protect everyone else in the guild from thieves. So Advisor to Baron, continued acts of all of the above. What?
Really quickly, sorry. Just letting everyone know, Guild Bank donations alone won't get you your promotion.
No. So don't put in like 1,000 gold and be like, hey, can I have like Advisor now? Yeah, no. No, not so
okay,
much.
Continue.
So Advisor to Baron, so continued acts of above, like whatever we talked about before. So, just continually do these sorts of things, and that'll help out. Baron to Bishop, we want to see a lot of signs of dedication and trustworthiness, as well as responsibility. So maybe some posts on the forums, some blog posts. We have a couple of people in the guild, Redmond especially. He posts on the blog. He posted a lot of content about Cataclysm on there. So, I mean, the people...
Thank you so much, Red, by the way.
Yeah, thank you for that. And people that have done things like that, we really appreciate it. And we're actually running a poll right now on the forums that lets you name our mascot, which is the Tauren at the top of the website in the banner at the top. So if you visit our forums, you can...
the forums Tauren. What shall he be named?
What will he or she be
or
named?
She.
All the choices are available on the website.
It's a male Tauren, though.
But it could be a she.
Okay.
Male,
anyway, how do you get to count, sir?
What?
How do we get to count from Bishop to Count? How does that happen? Let's continue.
From Bishop to Count, you have to be ready to take on full-time officer responsibilities and everything that goes along with it. So you have to be aware of class information, what you're going to be doing, proper spell rotations, maybe not just for your class, but maybe a broad selection of classes. Relatively familiar with the game concepts. We don't want people saying just random comments about things. We want you to be positive in any type of a public forum, and I don't mean our forums. I mean, like, if you're in trade and you're spamming BS to people, and you're just like, oh, do this, gold spammer this, gold spammer that, don't do any of those sorts of things, and maybe you'll find yourself in one of those positions.
We want our members in general, but specifically people above, like, between Baron and Count, we want them to be very...